Hey, what's up? It's Wick for Xiaomify, and today we're going to look at Xiaomi's Mi 10 Ultra, the 120X beast. We're going to look at its specs, look at the photos and video, look at how good it is in use, and we'll look at the insane charging speed, and let's see how it does. Is it really that good? Well, let's find out. Let's go. So I've looked at the Mi 10 Pro and the Mi 10 Lite, and now I've got the Mi 10 Ultra in this super big box that marks Xiaomi's 10-year anniversary. In the box you'll find a small greeting about Xiaomi's 10-year journey, and below that you'll find the Mi 10 Ultra. Below that you'll find a charger, USB-C cable for charging, a SIM card ejector tool, a USB-C to headphone jack adapter, and a transparent hard shell protective case. The Mi 10 Ultra is 162 by 75 by 9.5 millimeters in size and weighs in at around 222 grams. It comes with a 6.67-inch AMOLED display that has a 2340 by 1080 pixels resolution, a bit depth of 10 bits, 120 Hz refresh rate, and a brightness of 800 nits. On the front, you'll also find the in-screen fingerprint scanner and a 20 megapixel front-facing camera that can also record Full HD 1080p video. Just like the others in the Mi 10 series, the Mi 10 Ultra has been given a curved display, which I personally have gotten very used to, and it's got a function in the operating system to turn off the touch on the edges of the display to prevent accidental touch input. On the inside, it's got a Snapdragon 865, a very decent 4500 mAh battery, and mind you that this phone has got 120 watts fast charging with the included adapter, and it's got 50 watts Qi charging and 10 watts reverse charging to charge other phones or other accessories that support Qi charging. On the back, you'll find its 4-camera setup with a 48 megapixel main camera, a 20 megapixel 128 degrees wide-angle lens, a 48 megapixel 120 millimeter telephoto lens with 10 times optical zoom and 120 times digital zoom, and it's got a 12 megapixel 2 times optical zoom lens for portrait photos. It also shoots 8K video at 30 frames per second and 4K and HD up to 60 frames per second and even up to 960 frames per second in slow motion mode. On the bottom, it's got a speaker grill, the USB-C port, and a dual SIM card. On the side, you've got the volume rockers and the on-off switch, and on the top, it's got an infrared IR blaster. So now, how's the camera? As that's probably what you want to see right now. And this camera is a joy to shoot with. It's really nice. So first, there's some photos with the 48 megapixel main camera. These come out looking nice, looking good. Pretty much what you'd expect. And I've taken some really good looking photos with it. The ultra wide angle lens is noticeably wider and it shows. These photos also come out looking super nice, and I really like the look and feel of the camera. I've managed to get some crazy shots with it, and I personally really like the optical distortion that a lens of this width gives you actually. I like it. Then we've got the portrait lens. It's a decent lens and pretty much does what it needs to do. It's really nothing spectacular and just fine. Works okay. The crazy one though is the telephoto lens. This, per default, has got a 5x zoom, looks great, photos come out looking good, and it can be bumped up to 10x zoom. And up to this point, it's all optical, so the 10x looks very good. I mean, I haven't had a 10x zoom that looks like this. It's really good. I found that the 5 and 10x seem to have some sharpening, but it's not all that bad, and most of the photos that I've taken with it just come out looking really good. But we can go beyond that 10x zoom, up to 25x zoom, or 50x zoom, or 100x zoom, even 120x zoom. And yeah, at this point it gets silly. If you move the camera around, even the slightest tilt will get you like completely reframed. So it is pretty hard to shoot without having a tripod. And 120 is really just silly. I did notice that 50x zoom, the photos are really quite decent. If I compare the 50x zoom with the 50x zoom on the Mi 10 Pro, I found that the Mi 10 Ultra looks quite a lot better. At first, I was slightly disappointed that it didn't shoot any higher resolution photos, but I was wrong because it's hidden in the menu. So I went into the settings in the camera, I selected the 48 megapixel option to be shown in the camera menu, and once it's there, I can select 108 megapixel photos from the top, and I could actually shoot 108 megapixel photos with it. These come out looking good. They are pretty much on par with the Mi 10 Pro. So yeah, the photos on the Mi 10 Ultra come out looking great. It does have a little bit of a lag between pressing the shutter and the actual photo being taken. It's not that dramatic, but it is there though. Then next, how is it with video? So I've been filming quite a bit in 8K, and the 8K on the Mi 10 Ultra has improved so much over the first time that I've tried it on the Mi 10 Pro. It's super stable, and it was actually super usable to use 8K video in walking shots. Even its autofocus is really fast and accurate, and I've gotten some great results with it. You can also record 8K video with the 5x zoom lens, which I didn't know at first. It looks super good, but it's a little bit more difficult to get a nice steady shot when you're filming with the 5x zoom. Also, the 4K and HD videos come out looking just fine. Really not much to complain here. Then how does it perform at night? Well, at night the camera isn't bad. Here I've got the ultra wide, the main lens, the 5x zoom and 10x zoom. I did notice with moving objects that you will have quite some motion blur at night though. But I've also used the Pro camera for some intentional motion blur in these light streaks, and it looks very good again. I really like the pictures. Video with the regular lens came out looking quite good at night. I'm quite happy with how these shots look. The 5x zoom lens on the other hand looks a little bit more noisy and grainy at night though. The selfie camera is quite okay with 20 megapixels during the day. At night it loses quality quite fast. Same goes for video. During the day it looks good, it's quite stable, and at night you can see there's a lot more noise and it comes out looking a lot more grainy. So how about the charging? Well, I really like this charging. It is ridiculously fast. 120 watts charging is just a whole new world. It really just charges the phone to 100% in 23 minutes. Yes, fully charged in 23 minutes. That's really good. I also got the 50 watts wireless charger, and sure, it's not 120 watts wire charging speed, but as far as wireless charging goes, it is the fastest that I've seen, and it will charge your phone up to 100% in around 40 minutes, which is really not bad either. Then how is the phone in use? Well, it is the first phone that I've used that came out of the box with MIUI 12, Xiaomi's Android-based operating system that runs on Android 10. And it's nice, it's fast, it's snappy, and it looks very cool with these background wallpapers that have some parallaxing going on when swiping between the menus. It's a very subtle detail, but you can see the difference in velocity between the asteroids on the foreground and background. It's subtle, but very well executed. Then a lot of people ask about the Google Play Store on these Xiaomi phones. And that was just up for download in the default app store that it came shipped with. I didn't have to install any frameworks, it just worked. So I've downloaded everything I need from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Lightroom, just as easy as it should be. Then the fingerprint scanner, it works very well, it's fast, it's snappy, does what I expected it would do. I noticed that not everyone loves MIUI, but I'm personally really liking this operating system, and on the Mi 10 Ultra, it does everything I love and come to expect from this OS. It's got the big control center from the top, it's got the notifications menu, it's got the floating windows, 3-finger screenshots, and the all-new animations. And on the 120Hz display, it all works fine. It looks great. It's also very fast with 5G speeds. I've done some testing on LTE, and this went pretty fast, but on 5G, I've got well over 600 Mbps download and around 40 Mbps upload speeds, as the upload speed is still capped by the provider here in Shanghai. On Wi-Fi, I got up to 500 Mbps download and 320 Mbps download speed, which is all good. So then for the sound, well, the sound is pretty good. Here's a recording of me playing some music on the Mi 10 Ultra. It didn't sound as good as the stereo sound on the Mi 10 Pro, but it was fine, it wasn't that bad. The microphone was also like I had expected, so here's a voice recording. Hey, what's up? It's Wick for Xiaomify, and this is what I sound like through the Mi 10 Ultra. Let's go. So in the sound department, I do think the Mi 10 Pro is slightly better, but the Ultra really ain't that bad, to be honest. So then what are my thoughts on the Mi 10 Ultra? Well, I think it's a beast. With 120 times zoom, 120 Hz refresh rate, and 120 watts charging, it's safe to say that 120 is the number of the beast. Its photos are really good. Even a 10x zoom photos are really good. Beyond that, it got a little bit of a gimmick, although 50 wasn't all that bad. I do think 10 is really good and probably the thing that you'll use the most if you need to zoom. And I would say they look a lot better than on the Mi 10 Pro, so definitely the Ultra is winning in the zoom department. The main camera was a little bit disappointed because I really loved the 108 megapixel photos on the Mi 10 Pro, but since I actually did find the 108 megapixel option, I'm not complaining. The 8K video I really like. It's been improved a lot. It's well stabilized and it looks great. I really love the fast charging. It is really insane on how fast it charges, and it's really nice to have that. Then the screen, it's stunning. The colors, the refresh rate, the bit depth, everything is just really good, and it's a really good screen. Only thing is that when you have set it to 120 Hz, it will drain the battery a little bit faster, but you will probably be able to last a whole day on it, even on 120 Hz, obviously depending on what you do with it, but it's alright. If you want, you can always go back to 60 Hz if you don't need 120 Hz refresh rate, so the option is there if you want more battery life. So overall, I'm just super impressed with the Mi 10 Ultra. And Xiaomi did a very good job on their 10-year anniversary, as it also comes with a very decent price. The Mi 10 Ultra came out in China in 3 colors, starting at 5,300 RMB for the base model, and 7,000 RMB for the 16 gigs RAM and 512 gigs of storage model. However, it is only out in China, and I have heard that it will not be released globally, but I sure hope they would change their mind, as it is really a great phone. So that's about it for the Mi 10 Ultra, Xiaomi's 10-year anniversary phone that's got some really impressive specs, really good performance, and pretty decent price range for the phone that you're getting for it. So what do you guys think of the Mi 10 Ultra? Is this something that you want to pick up or not? Let me know down here in the comment section what you guys think. And don't forget to leave a little like below this video to show me that you've liked it. And definitely don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done that yet, as I'm doing a lot more videos about Xiaomi and the Xiaomi ecosystem right here on the Xiaomify channel. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see y'all soon. Peace!